And we are live. Welcome to another Stack Your Live. As always, I'm Matt. RJ is joining me tonight. As always, RJ, how are you tonight?
You know what, Matt? I'm good tonight. I had a decent day. I put my heating blanket under my bottom sheet on my bed, so now I have heat radiating up for the long New York winters that we're about to go into.
Yeah. I have to go back into the small wins category and actually make my bed at some point.
I mean, there is that. I just washed all of my blankets and comforters and stuff, so it made it easier because my bed was completely stripped.
As always, we've got Clinton Woodward joining us. Bonsoir du Québec. Bonsoir.
Hello from Lower Quebec.
Mike Newland joining us. Josh Giebel. Oh, Tariq. Sorry.
Matt, stop playing with the buttons, man.
I like buttons.
I know you like buttons. Hello, everyone. So I put in the Stack Your Points Discord, we're doing an AMA style. I think our first question has to be from Filmo, Matt. What the hell is AMA?
AMA is a Redditism that is short for Ask Me Anything. I guess more concise, it's Ask Us Anything, but not to be super pedantic. Ask me anything. Floor is open. Ask whatever. However, we'll largely answer just about everything. We reserve the right to not answer something that we don't want to answer, though.
This is very, very true. We have some good questions, too, which is very exciting. If you guys have questions as we're doing this, because it will be more free-formed, please drop them in the chat so we can answer them. Matt, I'm going to start with one from M2K. What are your thoughts on Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite if you have the Premium Honors tier?
I think it's fine. Honestly, it's a $550 annual fee. If you've got Premium Honors, that means you've got several thousands in assets with Bank of America. If you're hitting, I think it's Platinum, Premium Honors Platinum. I forget the exact naming on it. I'm sorry. But as long as you have I want to say it's 100,000 in assets with them, you get like a 75% bonus on top of whatever your earnings are. So the Preferred Rewards Elite is 2x travel and 1.5x everything else. With that bonus, it becomes 3.125, I think. My math's a little fuzzy. It's either 3.125 or it's 3.2. And the floor becomes 2.625%. You're going to get unlimited Priority Pass with that. Priority Pass visits, those also include Priority Pass restaurants, so that's cool. You're going to get, your TSA and Global Entry. You're going to get a couple of other various staples for travel, but you're not getting significant coupons. You're not getting major boosts in the Bank of America travel portal. It earns points, but it's Bank of America points, which are basically just cash back anyway at this point. So 2.62% cash back on all purchases isn't that bad. The only problem I have with that is that with the same bonus, you get the exact same earnings on the no annual fee unlimited rewards card. So, if you want travel perks, it's pretty good, but you're paying $550 for the same perks that everyone else is getting on every other card as well.
Yeah, I think
you have more Priority Pass accounts, so that's cool.
I think one of the things with Bank of America is you kind of have to be at least at Platinum, if not Platinum Honors, for a lot of it to make sense, right? I'm on the Bank of America website right now. If you spend $50,000 between travel and dining and all other purchases on the Premium Rewards, you'd get 90,000 points. If you have Platinum Honors, that same 90,000 points is 157,500 points. That's a huge difference, right? That's over 60,000 points. Yeah. So if you're really into those points to do with whatever you want, either cash back or use their whatever, it can make a lot of sense. If you want certain, if you're also playing in other ponds, like if you're in Amex and Chase, it may not make a ton of sense to go this direction. Or if you just want simplicity, like if you want simplicity, Bank of America is a good option. If you don't want to deal with necessarily portals or other things and just want to deal with sort of their fundamental system and you have platinum or platinum honors, like it's a good system. It is not like any other system though, and I think that's what throws people off. It's why I don't often talk about Bank of America, because unless you have your money there, it's not going to help as much.
Yeah. Now it does also come with some relatively easy to hit travel credits. It's got a $300 travel incidental credit. It's got a $150 lifestyle credit. So those are nice. So that would include like video streaming services, food delivery, fitness subscriptions, rideshare services, all count toward that 150. So that's cool. It's just, you're getting $450 back on a $550 annual fee. Cool, but like it doesn't do that. Like it doesn't do that next thing. Bank of America isn't particularly worried about doing that next thing. They have their audience. They have the people who come to them. They're not going to get into, transfer partners. They're not going to get into significant travel the way that Chase, the way that American Express is. So you can play in multiple ecosystems, but it's just not.
Yeah. You know what? Bank of America is like the 180 of Amex.
Yeah.
Because Amex is basically credit cards and then everything else. Bank of America is where all of your financial services. No, yeah, we have some cashback cards if you'd like them. Like, but they are in their own lane, right? Like Amex is in its own lane. Bank of America is in its own lane, but they are different lanes. They are going, one is going north-south, one's going east-west. But they are 100% committed to the lane they are in.
Yeah, no, that definitely works. We also have Mertz's points and miles. He's checking in from the flagship AA lounge. It's super packed, but he's flying Chicago to Dublin for only 55,000 Atmos rewards miles. So that's cool.
And the signage has changed.
All the Aviator signage. That makes a certain amount of sense. Like, they're going to redo the lineup. American's definitely redoing the lineup. And we know that, what'll be interesting to see is how they redo the lineup. And do they stick with the Advantage brand with, their marketing team just high on cocaine? I'm kidding. Or are they doing, or could they bring back the Aviator branding? Because Aviator's a little bit simple.
I think, honestly, if they redid the lineup as all Aviator, hey, I got one of those too, Matt. If they redid the lineup as all Aviator, I actually think that would be better branding for them. If they went blue, red, purple, silver, maybe.
Yep.
I think it's better branding than City, AA, Advantage, Platinum, Honors, Elite, whatever. So definitely, see, Coke Zero. SYP runs on zero sugar soda and tea, and coffee.
And coffee.
Lots of coffee. But yeah, no, I think the branding's gonna have to change. I think this is an interesting question from Shabby about. Here's the thing. My first answer to this question is the banks are not trying to get you to hit $75,000. Like if you're only spending 15 to say 30,000 on your cards, on all of your cards over the years, the banks aren't trying to make you spend 50, 60, 75. It's for the person who spends 70 through their cards over the course of the year on that one card that they're trying to nudge up. So if you spend 200,000 on all of your cards, but only say 60 to 70 on your platinum to nudge you up, that's what they're trying to do. They're not trying to make somebody double their annual spend.
Yeah.
That's my first thought.
No, that's a completely valid thought. Most of us won't hit the 75K. They're also not incentivizing you to really hit the 75K. Like Amex might have the best incentive with unlimited or like guests back in the Centurion lounges. Like Chase's $200 the shops credit is dumb. The $500 for a Southwest flight through the portal is dumb. Southwest status is cool, but that's like the most expensive well, no, actually it's really not the most expensive airline status. You do have to put like a good amount of spend through credit cards to hit statuses, but it's A-list. So there's that. And then, IHG Diamond, spending $75,000 for IHG Diamond is a silly thing to do when you could just, take your IHG business card and put 40 grand through it and get the same thing.
Because I don't think that they're actually trying to do it. I think they're more sweeteners than they are actual like incentives. And the thing with the Hilton Surpass that you're talking about is like, if you stay at Hilton and have that card, it's a great incentive, but you also have to direct $15,000 of spend to that card. Not everybody wants to spend on a Hilton card anything but Hilton. Like I don't put my business card, I will occasionally, but like my Hilton Surpass only gets Hilton at this point because I have enough other cards, especially with my, especially having the green again, because that is dining, travel, and transit. So I just put Hilton spend on. I don't often hit $15,000 of pure Hilton spend unless I'm doing a couple of family trips where I'm getting reimbursed 2/3 to 3/4 of that. So if you do want to do that, I think the $15K for the Surpass is great. But why are you rerouting that much spend through a card for one free night? Like if you go to the Waldorf every year for your anniversary, great. Like I get it. But if you don't know what you want to do and you just want to hit that FNC and maybe you want to upgrade to the Aspire so you have 2 FNCs, cool. But like, is that amount of effort worth it or not? Like, because if you don't know exactly what you're going to do, I'm saying that effort is probably not worth it. It might be for you if it's your anniversary and it's a 20th year anniversary and you want to ball out, do it. But also like just to do it, I don't always think is worth it.
Yeah, I will say other cards, which cards do you think have the best spend incentives? As with all things in this silly hobby, it's going to be subjective to you, like whatever works best for you and whatever your jam is. I will say, if you're going to put $15,000 through a hotel credit card, yes, the Hilton Surpass with the FNC being uncapped is great. The Hyatt card for the same $15,000 in spend, the Hyatt card gives you 5 nights automatically for holding the card. The Hyatt card gives you 2 nights for every $5,000 in spend that you put through the card. So for the same $15K, you're going to get 6 nights added onto your nightly total that count toward milestone rewards and all of that. You hold the card having 5 nights. So you've got 11 nights. You now only need 9 nights for your next milestone reward or 19 nights to get Explorer status. And it'll give you a second FNC in addition to the FNC that you already hold. Now, those are category 1 to 4, and there's only a certain amount of value that you can get out of that. But you're not paying for a hotel for a night.
Right. I hate FNCs. Like, give me the points every time. There is not a situation where I would rather have an FNC than just pure points. So for me, because I'm also like, if I want to stay at the Waldorf, I'm either just going to pay for it on points or pick a Conrad. You know what I mean? Like but that is me. I think people blow up FNCs because in their mind, they're going to do these insane trips. Like they're going to collect 7 and go to the Maldives before they realize how that is not as easy as you think it is. Let's see. Josh. Yep. Good job, sir. This is my favorite comment so far because it's so stupid.
The credit's bad. I can fix the credit. to make it workable for people. I don't know that it's going to be workable for Chase or DoorDash. I think first $25 off, or like a credit on your first $25, and then everything after is 5x, would be beneficial. I just use the credit to replace a tip as a tip. Like, I'm out whatever I'm out, right? I know the deal that you have to make with DoorDash, because DoorDash's economics depend on them charging the restaurant a service fee, a ridiculous service fee. And that service fee, the restaurant's pricing in kind is reflecting that service fee. You're paying for convenience.
Yeah.
And that is the silly social contract that you're doing with them.
I just think splitting it up the way they did is so silly versus just like giving you, like, I got my $15 Uber credit this month. Yeah. I'm going to spend it when I go to a Hilton and order my Dunkin' coffee because I want Dunkin' coffee delivered to me. I find it amazing. And then I don't have to think about it again, right? Like, that is so much easier than having, like, I should not have to manage credits the way that Chase is trying to get people to manage the DoorDash credits. Can you do it?
Yes.
Should you?
I have an easy solution for that. Get what credits you can out of it. I mean, like, if you remember to toggle it, great.
Absolutely. I am 100% in support of that, but I still think it's dumb.
It's 100% dumb. I'm not going to sit here and like defend that credit. No, it should just be a $25 pool of cash. You can get rid of that pool of cash every month. Like, either let me roll over your stupid $5 and $10 increments like you used to per quarter, which was stupid, or just give me the cash, the statement cash, and then take it away if I don't use it.
No. I don't fly Alaska. I don't think you fly Alaska or look at Alaska much, Matt. So, Source King, you might want to go to stackyourpoints.com, join the Discord, ask that in the Discord, because I know there are people in there who fly Alaska.
Dr. Crane might have the most experience on that one.
Yep. I am currently driving the green because I have a welcome offer on it because Amex does things. I'm also using my employee card on my BPP for an employee offer. So I'm using those two the most. The green, though, is taking precedence because of the points value.
Yeah. My daily driver, I don't necessarily have one. Kind of depends on what I'm doing in the day. If I am just working at home and it's a day where I'm like, oh, I need to eat. Oh, I don't feel like cooking. Oh, I guess I'm door dashing. I'm using the Sapphire Reserve that day. Or I'll put this Grubhub through the Sapphire Reserve as well.
What's your catch-all? Because I think that's what DEM is getting to, is like, what is your catch-all card?
It is up between the Active Cash or the Freedom Unlimited. It really depends on what ecosystem I want to build more points, like what ecosystem I want more points in. Chase, I've got 150,000 points right now. And they're just sort of in a lockbox. No, not Chase. Wells, I have like 150,000 points. They're in the lockbox because transfer partners and no other real way to use them. Chase, I'm approaching 300.
Yeah. The most important comment so far.
Yes.
Listen to Josh. Hit the like button.
Yes.
The Aura one is very interesting to me. I don't plan to use it necessarily. But I do think it's interesting that they give you enough to buy the last gen device outright.
They're now sold out.
Right. But it's a subscription service. Like, the Ring is basically useless without the subscription. So I think Aura, I think, threaded that needle nicely. It's also like half to 2/3 off for the current gen. So it's still a pretty good deal, but you have to buy a subscription. And I think that's the thing that people aren't calculating. Like, if you wanted one before, I think it's a great deal for you. But if you didn't, a lot of people are going to be getting subscriptions on the thought that they want the thing.
Well, most folks, okay, I can't say most, but a good number of folks are going to are going to gray market this, where they're going to buy like the $300 one. Supply is now running out. They're going to flood eBay with.
And they're going to get hosed because in tech, buying the last gen product and trying to put it on for full price or more than full price is dumb.
Yeah.
Like that is a dumb strategy.
Well, even if they're buying the original one with like 2/3, or like getting the newest one at like 2/3 off, as long as they break even, then they're good there. But
it's still like Oura Ring is so ubiquitous that it's a bad idea.
Yeah,
it's a bad idea. Give away the razor, sell the blade. Yeah.
Yep.
It's a Keith with a member. Thank you, Keith.
Keith, I feel like you've been a member for a lot longer than 2 months, but all right.
I think he might have not set it up to auto repeat and then came back. I don't know. How much do you tip for Walmart plus Instacart, DoorDash? I never know how much you tip. I make it a whole number. So I'll find like what the 25% is and then round it so my bill is a whole. So it'll be $40 instead of $39.52 because it's just easier for me to keep my books for like how much I've spent if I have a whole number that I can pull out. So I go to roughly somewhere between 25 and 30%. Because wherever I am, you've got to drive to get there. I don't like live in Manhattan or anything.
Yeah. I'll do, as with most things, it depends. No, if it's a place that's really, really local to me, like less than a 5 mile drive, I'll probably just key in whatever 20% is. If you're going further than 5 miles for me, there's a couple of restaurants that are like down in Austin and in some other areas near where I live that I've had, and I recognize that, that was a drive for you. I will tip heavier based on distance. So if it's like really relatively close, I just, standard 20. If you're doing like a 15-mile drive and, I'm paying that further away charge, I'm also giving you extra because you didn't have to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is sometimes I don't want to or can't leave my house. Like the thing, like Hannaford, which is my local grocery chain, like they have pickup. It's great when I'm out and just want to pick up food for like groceries. It's great, but sometimes I can't leave my house. And yes, I get it, Josh, but you're in LA. Like there are a lot of things. I am in the middle of nowhere. So it's going to be location based.
Y'all pay delivery fees on DoorDash? Because
I
order
use
enough
DoorDash.
food.
I use Uber.
I order enough food where it gets waived with Dash Pass.
I can't order Uber or DoorDash to my house. I have to be away from my house to use it because I live that far in the country, Matt.
No, that's fine. It just the idea of still having a delivery fee because I pay for the convenience of these things.
Is this like me saying, wait, there are seats that aren't in first class? Is this the version of that?
That moment, yes.
Okay, cool.
Because when my DoorDash order is like $60, yeah, I'm not paying a delivery fee. I just paid $60 and I have to tip on top of that. Dan mentions the Uber one reduces delivery fees. Sure does. So does Dash Pass. So does Instacart Plus. I really might have to invest in Instacart Plus. I do like Instacart. I just want to get more. What do you call it?
I just use Uber because it's the easiest for me. This was Matt, stop.
I didn't touch.
Apparently it just decided to then. This is a question. I'm putting the questions from our Discord in here just so I can put them on the screen. Matt, did you get the AA Aviator read before the deadline for applications?
Damn, I knew I forgot something. No, honestly, I didn't see the need. I don't have. Here's the thing, like, it's a super easy sub to hit. Yeah, I get that. I am not actively flying AA or One World Medal right now. So if I'm not flying AA or One World Medal, why am I going out of my way to get AA points right now? And when I choose to fly One World Medal, I have other ways to get points and ways to fly AA through other systems. It's a superfluous ecosystem to me right now. It's a superfluous point system to me right now. I'm not going to waste my time on that. And then I'm going to have a city card in like 6 months. No.
I will have a city card in 6 months. I'm not looking forward to it. Yes, Keith. YouTube's being weird, man. What can I say?
We were just joshing.
Let's see. This is an interesting question. Hold on. Give me a second and we'll go to a question from AP. Because AP usually gives some very thought-provoking questions, which I appreciate. I'm getting this in now. Once the internet decides. How long genuinely do you have a layover before you leave the airport, assuming domestic airport and 30 minutes to and from metro? I do not. There is, unless my flight is like grounded for the night and I have to go find a hotel room, I'm not leaving the airport.
What is my flight? If I'm doing a domestic flight and I have like an 8-hour layover, I could make that 30 minutes back out to the city and back before. That is doable. I would need at least, I would have to have like a lengthy 6-hour layover, 6+ hour layover, because I'd have to have time to go into whatever metropolitan area I'd be in, and then I need to make sure I have enough time to get back, right? Anything less than a 3-hour layover, that's what lounges are for. Anything around a 3-hour layover, that's what lounges are for. More than 6 hours to me feels okay to leave an airport. If you have like an 8-hour international layover, that's cool to go and explore, and it's a little bit easier. But I would say the sweet spot's probably starting at 6+ hours. And
you got your bag with you and you've got to deal with people. Like, no, I got lounge access. I'm going to go chill there. I travel with so much tech.
But if you have a 6-hour layover and you can't get into the lounge before the 3-hour mark, how are you spending those 3 hours?
Matt, I travel with a laptop, an iPad, and enough Anchor products to power a small city.
Okay.
I find if I can't get into a lounge, I find a quiet place and I entertain myself. Like, I'm not leaving. Like, if I'm in an airport, unless my flight is not taking off that night, like, I see zero reason to leave. Clinton, that's incredible. That might be my favorite. I left an airport to go do a thing and then came back. I like it. I flew into Houston, where one of my cousins lived, who lived 15 minutes from the airport, and I refused to go through security to have to go through security to, like, go back in. Like, no. And I have TSA pre-check. Like, it's fine. No. My answer is no. I respect anybody who does it. That is a risk versus a reward structure that is not meshing with my brain. But I tend to be like risk averse in situations like that. But I'm also, how I fly, unless there's an actual like mechanical problem with the plane, I'm not doing an 8-hour layover.
Right. Again, I'm not expecting to do the 6 to 8 hour layovers. I'm not planning the 6 to 8 hour layovers, but I will say, at least 6 is where I'm comfortable leaving the airport. Like, 5.5, yeah, I'm not going to risk it. I'm probably just going to try and find a quiet place for 2.5 hours, which feels impossible, and then go to a lounge. But if it's a 3-hour layover or 2.5 hour layover, I'm going to lounge.
I mean, also, you and I both have priority pass. There's going to be some lounge somewhere.
Yeah.
Like it might not be a good one.
Yeah.
But there's something.
Yes.
Yeah. So I get it. The people who do it, I support you. It's not gonna be me. It's just not gonna be me. What is the best looking card from each issuer, Matt? The Attune from Wells Fargo is hard to beat on the Wells Fargo side. I will say that. To speak of your favorite issuer.
The Attune's hard to beat from Wells Fargo. I do like the layout of the Journey. I think the Journey is a nice looking card, but I'd probably give the Attune the win for Wells Fargo. Are we limiting ourselves to core cards?
They just said best from each issuer, so I'm willing to open it up.
Okay, so in that case, I would say for Chase, it's the United Quest card.
Quest is very pretty.
From Citi, who cares? No, from Citi. It's going to sound dumb, but for Citi, I really like the layout of their balance transfer cards. I think the Diamond Preferred is not a bad looking card. I also like the look of the simplicity. Their co-brand cards are ugly for Citi. What do you call it? Their core cards are not particularly compelling. I don't like the look of the Elite Strata Elite. I don't like the look of the Strata card. I don't like the look of Strata Premier. Maybe Prestige.
I'm looking at Citi's cards right now. The British Airways card is kind of nice looking.
Citi or Chase? Because British Airways.
I'm sorry, Chase. You were talking Citi, so my brain.
Went elsewhere. That's right.
But the British Airlines card is not a bad looking card.
No, it's not bad.
The texture on it is cool.
From American Express, whatever the 747 design is, whenever they
the Delta Reserve 747.
Yep, that's probably the prettiest card they've come out with.
The IHG Business is a lovely shade of blue. I like that one. I will say a thing that is controversial. The American Express green card is prettier than the American Express platinum card.
I don't see how that's controversial in a world where the mirror finish is now an option.
I'm not even talking the mirror finish. I mean just like the straight up platinum versus the green. I think the green is the prettiest shade of green on a lighter end of the spectrum of greens, and I think it's beautiful.
That's fair.
For US Bank, there's not many cards that are kind of attractive with US Bank.
No, probably the premium rewards or the premium rewards elite. No, you know what? US Bank, the people give shit to the Atmos cards. I don't think they're that bad looking. The Air France card's pretty well laid out. I do like the Air France card. The look of the Air France card.
Okay, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. The Aviator card is not a bad looking card.
No, it's not bad looking. It's just, well, okay, for Barclays, it was probably one of their better designed cards.
The JetBlue cards are pretty. I like the mosaic-y bits to them.
Yeah, Plus and Business look good. I don't like the Premier.
I don't like just the JetBlue card because it's got the red and yellow MasterCard logo, where the JetBlue Plus has the silvered MasterCard, and that looks so much better. Just the JetBlue card, the $0 one has a red and yellow logo on it.
Yeah.
So it stands out. But if you look at like the Plus card, it's silver and it looks sharp. And yes, Josh is correct. Purple anything.
Yes.
Yeah, the Hilton, the old school Aspire and Surpass were very pretty.
They were. I didn't mind my purple and blue, the purple and blue on the Hilton Honors card, but I don't actually hate the white on the Hilton Honors either. I think it's fine.
Okay, the mirror finish is very nice. Like, I have a mirror finish, and it is very nice.
That's fair.
I'm just saying. I like in person, it's very nice. So there's that. Blue Cash Every Day is a nice one. I'll give the Blue Cash Every Day. We've got a shout out for Air Korea card. Sky Pass Select.
Oh yeah, that is the purple one. It's not bad. We absolutely can make that correlation, especially because it's now got a mirror finish.
The only Coke I need in my life is Coca-Cola Zero. Okay? It's the only Coke that I allow in my body.
Which means that you do ingest the other one. It just happens to be chemically synthesized out. Chemically synthesized on site.
Matt, you and I have had a lot of conversations. Of all of the possibilities of things that I've ingested, that one does not fit my personality.
All I'm saying is Coca-Cola is allowed to legally import it for the process of making their drink.
They are.
That is all.
Folks get pulled in with a new shiny thing. I really like it though. Like like the white gold I liked, but I hated that they did pale yellow for the like the outline and the Centurion. I wish they had done black because I think that would have shown really well with the white gold. But the mirror finish platinum I think is gorgeous. I like it. But yeah. All right, Matt.
Oh, from Diamond Rice, let's go for a funny question. FMK, Wells Fargo, and if you need me to spell it to abbreviate FMK, you got eyes. Wells, Capital One, Bank of America. It's pretty easy to kill Capital One. And then it's a question of how much of commitment you want to make to between Wells Fargo and Bank of America. If you want something quick and easy, you go one way, and if you want the stability of priority of premium rewards or whatever it's called, you can do the other thing. I don't really care. So I'll, for better or worse, I've been a Wells Fargo customer now for what, 13, 14 years? No, 15 years. Probably longer. So I guess Mary Wells, have a good time. Here for a short time, not here for a good time, not for a long time with Bank of America, and dump Capital One in the East River.
I am going to marry Wells Fargo because at least I hate cashing points out, but at least they are good earners. At least if I had the full suite of Wells Fargo cards, at least I would have the abilities. Though right now I'm kind of mad at Wells Fargo because they do not allow any product changing anymore. And I have a card I would really like to product change to the $0 version of the same card, and they will not allow it. And I'm kind of mad about that. I am going to kill Bank of America because I have never had one of their cards, nor have I ever wanted one of their cards. I have had a Capital One card, so I've made that bet and gotten into it at least once. So we'll go with that. We'll go with that.
Jerem with the lovely South Park reference of drugs are bad and gone.
Drugs are not awesome for your health in most cases. I think we can all agree to that one.
Just social no, it's not a social construct.
No, like holes in your nostrils are not good for you. That's not a social construct. That's just your sinuses exploding.
Yep.
All right, Matt. This will be a fun one. Financial theories or conspiracy theories for the financial and credit card world? What do you got? What do you got, Kermit?
I got nothing. No, honestly. Conspiracy theories, financial credit world, or otherwise, do you believe? I don't know, because there's just so many ways. Amex does subliminal marketing. They do subliminal marketing. They're the full Bernays. They'll go into debt and pay interest. That's fair. The lizards in the center of the earth are involved somehow. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I don't
Josh,
give a ton of
you were the
credence
former
to,
CIA director, so you would know about that.
Yeah, I don't give a ton of credence to conspiracy theories. Like there are some in life that I don't even want to call them conspiracy theories. There's just logical fallacies that escape me in life. One of which is fairly controversial.
Which is?
Oh, it's got to do with an active combatant in the Middle East.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I ain't touching that.
I was thinking it was credit card related.
No. I can't really think of any. I mean, some of the ones that are coming up here are pretty good. Juan says, I was thinking more Loch Ness. That's fair. I don't know. I watch a bunch of debunking stuff. That's the problem. I am flailing.
My conspiracy theory is there are YouTubers that are paid directly by banks or a bank subsidiary.
Probably. I just
that's
don't.
That's my conspiracy theory. Maybe.
Possibly.
Well, oof. That's not fun. Look, if American Express wants to pay me $100,000 to shill American Express, I will take their money. I have a number. If you want to buy me for like financial security, I have a number. Like, I have no shame in that. I will disclose it, but I have a number. We all do. Like that's a thing. I have no shame in that. Lonnie said it. Like if all I had to do in a day was make a YouTube video talking about American Express, I'm fine with that. I'm good. Let's see, what's doubles? I mean, that's like just how exchange fees work.
The surcharge fits better for that. Like when the restaurant is like, and it'd be an extra 5% to pay with the credit card. Yeah. Those are not so invisible. They're very blatant tax, and they're not supposed to do that.
They are not, but they do. But they do. How many bank accounts is too many? I'm sure it's not needed for every issuer, but does it help streamline things? I have a SoFi account, an Ally account, and as my backup, I don't really use it. I just have money parked there. And then I have a local credit union. I have those, and that is it. I don't want a ton of bank accounts. I want just enough.
So I have a main Wells Fargo account. I have a Chase checking account. I have a Amex checking account. Both of those, the Chase and the Amex checking accounts, are both business accounts. The Chase is my personal channel. The Amex account is a different channel. I bet you can guess which one. I also have like various other accounts that have no money in them at the moment. Like I have a GreenFi account back when it was Aspiration. I thought Aspiration was cool. Oh, I also have Capital One checking and savings accounts. I'm going to close my Capital One checking and savings accounts at some point. I feel I have too many accounts. Unless you're actively working bank bonuses, 2 accounts is probably best. You'll have your main account, right? That's fine. I don't begrudge anyone having a main account, and that main account really should have no fees attached to it, or really simple ways to have your fees waived. You should have a backup account in case something stupid, happens to your main account.
Right.
But I don't think you need 6 active bank accounts necessarily. Now, if you want to have 6 active bank accounts, I don't begrudge you. But I do think, like, for day-to-day everyman life, 2, maybe 3 max if you want a second layer of redundancy.
Why? I'm not even like judging you. I'm just confused. Just confused.
Yep. I don't know. I don't remember if I am. I may have missed the deadline on that one. I always get my
double. All travel is aspirational travel. I think aspirational travel as a term is made up. I don't know if I would say it this way, but I agree with the sentiment.
Not all travel, no, because you can have a perfectly fine vacation by road tripping, paying for access to, national parks, and Best Westerning along the way. You can have a perfectly fine, not super expensive vacation doing that. And maybe if your objective is to hit every single national park, that's aspirational, because you're aspiring to hit every national park. That's the aspiration. But I think like the term aspirational travel, like we are interchanging aspirational with luxury, and luxury is different.
Okay, Clinton, that makes sense at least. I get it from that point of view. I am not in the boat where I am touching the FDIC. So good for you, sir. Yeah. This is a longer one. I had to cut it just because of size, so it's in 2 different ones. What is your preferred bank to use for checking? I'm in a situation where my local Chase is leaving the area, but currently have most of my credit cards with Chase and my direct deposit. Next closest are Wells and Citi. Get a local credit union as a physical bank, and then it doesn't matter what your primary is. Like SoFi is my primary account. Like I can put cash in if I go to one of their special ones. But I use SoFi for everything. Except for if I have to do something local, I have to physically go in the branch for some reason, and then I'll use my local credit union. Ally is just my backup account in case it gets, for any reason, SoFi gets shut down. I get a little bit of interest on SoFi. Most of it's just in savings, because SoFi, you can set it up to just pull from your savings if it's over. So I keep like $100 in my checking and everything else is in savings.
Probably a smarter way to do it. My preferred bank, like my main checking account, is my Wells Fargo account. I just haven't taken the time to go set up an On Loan First Life. There's a couple of credit unions around that I could set up as a backup, as a physical backup. I haven't had the money to really have to worry about that. So there's that. If your Chase branch is closing, but you want to maintain your Chase relationship and you don't necessarily want to delve too far into setting up a relationship with Citi or Wells. So if your strategy is going to be eventually adding Citi cards or Wells cards, it seems that Citi and Wells are a little bit more amenable to having a relationship with them first, or having a relationship with them in general. I've had a long-standing relationship with Wells, so I haven't had like some of the issues that others have had with Wells cards necessarily, but I can't 100% point to, oh, it's because I'm a long-time account holder. But it does seem that, like, anecdotally, there is a case to be made that having a relationship with Wells is better than not having a relationship with Wells. Chase just doesn't care.
I have way too many. I'm genuinely considering cutting Wells and US Bank next year just so I have 2 less apps on my phone. US Bank begrudgingly might stay though, which annoys me. This might be my favorite Keith comment ever. Like, I'm surprised by how few people know that if your money is protected or not. Debit cards are only for ATM and bank tellers, people. Yes, don't use debit cards. Also, put your money in savings because that's where most of the interest is. Like, if you want your money to make money, use savings to park your money. Very helpful. Oh, yeah. All right. Let's see. Ooh, we got one from Kirby. I think this will be a good conversation. We pull this one up. Is there another bank that currently does not have a travel card set up that should? What do you think, Matt?
I argued years ago when I first started my channel that if US Bank got into the travel game, they would know what to do. Then smartly
Things happened.
Yeah. So I can't say US Bank. They're gonna make a valiant effort at it. I don't know how that's gonna go. And then it's just a question of Capital One should be doing more. Capital One running a 2-card setup feels way behind, and like they should be able to do something else. They've got a good number, like quantitatively, they have a strong number of transfer partners. Qualitatively, slightly different story, but it doesn't make sense to me that they don't have more cards for travel. Yes, they can get by with 2, but cards that are like issuers that aren't in the travel game, it's a little bit harder because, like, if you go by largest banks by AUM, by assets under management, and by like total assets, Wells is starting to get into the game. Chase is deeply entrenched in the game. Bank of America chooses not to play. So I guess if Bank of America wanted to get in, they could, but they would be starting from like the same place as Wells, except they already have the premium travel card that is okay enough, but their social contract in terms of like how travel would work with them is a lot different than every other bank. And when they jump into rewards and credits on their card and all of that, I don't think that's going to play out. I don't think that would play out the same way as like Wells, because Wells is completely new.
Like, Bank of America has travel cards. They just don't have travel partners. And I think that's a key thing to think about, right? Like, you can have a travel setup with Bank of America. You're just not going to transfer your points anywhere.
Yeah.
Which is the thing that I think people don't consider it real because they're thinking about it as transfer partners. If you want to get into transfer partners, I think it's super hard right now because all of the big ones are spoken for.
Yeah. Then you could get into that like next level of banks that are a bit bigger than regional, but are not a bit bigger than regional. So I'm talking like PNC is known across a larger than average region of the country. PNC getting into travel cards, I think, would be interesting. There's Huntington. There's Truist would have made a certain amount of sense, but Truist gets in and out of credit cards like somebody's getting on and off of oxycodone. It's not great. Ally just left credit cards again. SoFi, okay, so if we're going to talk about like online only banks, SoFi could be the bank that makes the next step, could take that next step.
I can see that.
I could see SoFi doing it. Or they could just like partner with a rewards, with a pre-established rewards network. And by that, I mean like something along the lines of Rove or Mesa or Built.
I mean, they maybe, but those contracts are not like, it's not like snap your fingers and get a new contract. Like there are pre-existing things in place that make some of this stuff hard. Especially with Alaska, all of the changes Alaska has made.
So I think there's something along the lines of Bank of America and Alaska probably had like a first right of refusal, given how long Bank of America has been issuing the Alaska cards, that if Bank of America was going to get into travel, they would have had like first right of refusal for Alaska to become like an exclusive transfer partner with them as a bank. And it's possible that Alaska is keeping that like at arm's length because maybe they do, maybe they don't. And that's why they signed on with Built first, because it seems that it's cool to sign on with Built and reward networks. It's not so cool to partner with other banks if your bank, unless you're like a really promiscuous offering like Flying Blue and the Avios programs. But like, unless you have, if a bank is directly offering your credit card, 9 out of 10 times you're going to get them as you're going to start exclusive with them for transfer partnerships. Choice doesn't count because Choice was pilfered by Wells from Barclays, and they had already had that pre-existing relationship with Citi.
I agree.
Yes. Or they could have just stayed SunTrust.
Also that. Yeah. Oh, it's the best deal in points and miles that you've discovered for your own. My example, I figured out how to get effectively 50% off Disneyland tickets by stacking Rakuten and Amex cashback at an online travel agency that happens to sell Disneyland ticket vouchers. Their Rakuten terms now exclude ticket vouchers.
Oof.
What's your best deal, Matt?
Whenever you're purchasing points, going through, depending on how you value things, if you want to get some actual cash, using Top Cashback for an extra 2.52% cash back on top of whatever you're spending. Because if you're going to be spending $2,000 on points in a given ecosystem, you should get like $40-$50 back for that on top of the points that you're purchasing. So Top Cashback would be great. If you value travel and you want to, if you value travel more, the 1.25 with Rakuten becoming membership reward points can be super valuable, especially if you value those at a full 2 cents per point, because that 1.25 is really 2.5 in terms of perceived value. But then, you can always go with United the Mileage Plus X option, which when they are running good sales or good promotions for e-gift cards, 6 times points for an e-gift cards somewhere where you're already shopping or planning to make a big purchase, that will help. And then you make that purchase through Rakuten or another cashback option. You can stack up pretty easily that way, pretty quickly that way.
I see so many folks who say they only fly United and say only a Hilton, but complain that there's only X number of partners. It's why I don't complain about Amex. They have the literal 2 partners. Well, 2 of the 3 partners I care about, and I have the card for the 3rd partner.
Yeah, I think the whole concept of quantity versus quality is a little overblown. Like, you do not need 24 transfer partners to get from point A to point B. I like the idea of 24 transfer partners, don't get me wrong, but given what you need to make a really good redemption on some of these partnerships, on some of these transfer partners, you need hundreds of thousands. Like, you don't need hundreds of thousands of points, but hundreds of thousands of points go a long way. Like, it also takes into account, like, RJ's booking for one primary. Like, RJ will mostly be booking for one, right?
Yes.
I am lucky if I'm booking for one. I am more likely booking for 2 or 3. So my need for points goes up. It's not logarithmically, it's not exponentially, but mine go up by a factor of 3.
Right.
So yeah, fewer partners with, well, I think more partners and fewer points needed is great. Fewer partners and having more points available is also perfectly fine.
Yeah. Texas Dog, thank you for the $1.99. Have a good night.
Thank you, sir. Also, did anyone have Capital One getting Japan Airlines as a transfer partner on their bingo cards? I never expected it. I didn't expect JAL to transfer partner with anybody. Built sort of opened the door, and Capital One was able to sneak in with a, better than expected transfer rate for Japan Airlines. But, like, I want to meet the people who are negotiating these deals at Capital One and just ask them why they're leaving money on the table. Or how they're getting hosed so badly.
I looked this up. I don't have any takes on it, but I did want to highlight that you asked a question. I don't think Matt has any on it either.
If a company did something where they ended up having to get shut down for a class action lawsuit, probably wasn't worth being a partner at that. Probably wasn't worth being a customer at that company.
Yeah. This should be a fun one. If you had to drop 2 cards from your setup and replace them with 2 you've never had before, what would they be? And no, you're not getting subs for the new cards. What do you think, Matt?
Would upgrades work? Because I could just swap out
No.
my Hilton Honors for my Hilton Surpass for a Hilton Surpass. No
You
problem.
have to get rid of the. Yeah, you can do it, but you have to get it as a new card with no sub.
Yeah, which is fine. 2 cards. I'd have to kill 2 cards and replace them with 2 other cards. I've got more 2x cards than I know what to do with. I have a stupid number of 2x cards. I could easily kill off some of those 2x cards. And get rid of my X1 pretty easily. So that'll leave the wallet. And I could... I could live without the active cash, so we'll get that out of the wallet.
This is a very important card for you, Matt.
I would not get the Disney card. Not in any way, shape, or form. Absolutely the fuck not. Nope. Nope, you can't make me. No. Absolutely no. No. Let's see. So let's kill off two 2% cards, and then 2 cards I've never had before. What would they be? I mean, I'm gonna add the IHG Platinum. It's a good enough card. It does a lot of interesting things. You can rack up IHG points with with relative ease, and I would get that 4th night free. I'm paying $99 to get that 4th night free, which is slightly annoying because you can do that with the no annual fee card. I actually think if I stick with the Sapphire Reserve, I might pick up the Traveler card, the no annual fee one from IHG, just so that I can add that 4th night free capability.
Mm-hmm. I would get rid of the business green. I cannot wait until I can get rid of the business green. And the aviator red. And I would pick up the active cash and the journey. Why not? And then I have some cashback options.
You? Cashback? What?
I have 2 actual dedicated cashback cards right now, Matt. And I have the Apple Card, which is also cash back, and the Freedom. I have so many, though I do not have a 2X personal card.
Yes, you do. You have the the Apple Card's not really a 2X personal card. It's kind of a 2X personal card.
It's in theory a 2X personal on certain things, but it
Anywhere
is not.
Apple Pay's accepted.
Yeah. Not credit card related. Have we ever gotten into RJ's watch collection? Amex says yes. I know. Trust me. I know every offer Amex has on watches. I know. Trust me. I know. I don't think we've ever done a tour of my watch collection, Matt. I don't think that is a thing that we have done. Should I go get my watch collection and have us do a tour?
You can.
All right. Hold, please. It's right in the other room.
I mean, I only have one watch.
You have an Apple Watch, right?
Just the Apple Watch.
When my office is also next to my room. So, first watch, I'll take it off my wrist for a second, is the Apple Watch Ultra. This is on the original band. This is the Ultra 2. I love it. It is on my right wrist. I now wear it out of my house. I wear 2 watches, basically, at all times.
What?
I am now that person. I wear an Apple Watch on my right wrist, and I wear a mechanical watch on my left wrist. So I appreciate that. This is my daily driver. This is my Manta Ocean King 3 on the original band. It's in the black ceramic. I love this watch. It's comfortable. It's got amazing action off of the dial. I love it. I wear it 99% of the time. I have this watch, which is a Trasca watch with a beautiful white dial. It's a great watch. This is the watch I usually wear when I'm traveling. This is the Freediver. This is the one I usually wear when I'm traveling just because it's a little bit lighter. It doesn't have the guards around the crown, which I appreciate, just because sometimes that can be a pain in the neck. There's also no date window on it. I'm not a huge date window fan. So there's that. This is a Verdun by Henry Archer that I love. It's a Traveler GMT versus a Caller GMT, which basically means that it's a pain in the ass. But I love it. I don't wear this as much as I should. I really want to get another Henry Archer. I just haven't because I wear the Manta so much that it doesn't make sense. And then I have an Islander, which is a watch seller who made his own watches. This is basically a Seiko remod. And this is their JFK model with clouds. It's got the Batman bezel, which I really like. And then this is a Kohler GMT. I really need to get back into buying the watches, but the Manta has kicked everything off my wrist. So it feels silly to buy a watch when I'm just going to wear the Manta all the time on my left wrist. So my 2026 goal is to get back into the cultivation of coming up with a list of watches I want and not just being like, oh, that's cool. So that's my 2026 goal. I really want a Tudor Pelagos. I think it's a beautiful watch and I want one. The smaller size. Yes. So that's my answer for my watches. I will after we go off of live because my phone is my camera, so I can't do it while we're doing the live. But I will post the photos of it. But I love watches. I like mechanical watches though. Like I understand people who are like into quartz or digital. I mean, I wear the Apple Watch on my non-dominant or on my dominant hand, so it's on my non-watch hand. I think quartz watches are great. I like mechanical. It's just a thing. My brain is happy with mechanical watches. So I default there. But that is my watch collection. I want to grow it. I want to grow it more than I want to get new credit cards in 2026. So I think I'm going to stop going for new credit cards for a little while. I need to do that anyway, and I'm going to take trips and buy watches. That's my 2026 is take trips, buy watches. But I want a Tudor. I think the Pelagos is prettier than almost every Rolex. I know they share a lot of DNA. Yes, they are owned by the same people, but I think they're prettier. The sort of pared down no date Rolex is very, very pretty. I would take one of those, but they are like $11,000 on the secondary market. And I will do a lot of things. I'm not paying $11,000 on a secondary market for a watch. That's a lot of first class on Delta. So yeah, that's my watch collection, guys, and I love them. I need to kick the Manta off my wrist to wear some of my other ones, but it's such a perfect watch that I forget.
Next, we'll find out RJ's getting into pocket watches next year.
The way I dress myself when I leave the house, pocket watches wouldn't really work. The Black Bay 58s are beautiful. Like, they're great watches. The problem is it's a domed crystal, and I would probably shatter that. But yeah, they're great. I adore watches. The Burgundy 58 is pretty. I tend to default to black and white watches or grays just because they go with everything. But the Traska GMT in, like, they have a dark green one is gorgeous. I really like GMTs. They're a pain for me to read with my eyesight, but I love them. Matt, tell me about your watch.
It's just a Apple Watch Series 10. I need to update the band on it because this is this the Salt band I bought last year? Looks like the Salt band I bought last year. Yeah, I just need to update the band.
Yeah. But watches are great. Mechanical watches are just cool. Like, they're just cool. Yeah, green and black. Black is great. I really do like the Traska. I'm actually switching out to the Traska right now because if I don't, I just won't. But yeah, there's a couple Henry Archers I want. I tend to like the micro brands. I just think they're more interesting. But yeah, I'm a big fan. I tend to like dive watches or sports watches. Those are my jams. I do like a GMT if it's more legible. A lot of them are just not super legible. But yes, that's my watch collection.
Just how stupidly priced are these watches?
So the Traska, the Henry Archers are in like the $600-ish range. The Manta, I think I got at 23. And then the Tudor, the one I want, is about 56. Here's the thing. I like Tudors. I like my Manta. I like all of those. Those are cheap in watch terms. Like, those are starter watches you get, like, as you're getting into the hobby. They are not like the Rolexes and the Omegas and all of that. So.
Oh, I didn't even go look at like a high end. Like, I looked at a name brand. I'm looking at a name brand, but like I also am not looking top of market. Just looking at Tag Heuer, and I'm just like, no, I'm good. I don't need to drop $2,000 on a watch.
Yeah, no, I get it, but like, I also my laptop was like $4,000, so it's like we all like on all of our phones are multi-thousand. Like, it's just you pay for the hobbies that you like. I wear a mechanical watch on my wrist every single day, without fail. So I might as well have one there I like.
All right.
Now I'm putting the Traska Freediver on my wrist.
Yeah, no, I went as low market as I could think of that was still like a known name brand. And I'm sure I could go even further, even lower, but like, no, I don't need to spend $6,100 on a watch because it's Oracle Red Bull Racing. No.
Yeah.
Like that.
As Shabby says, like that is you're not getting the best move. Like you're not even getting mid-range movements at that point.
I'm aware, but don't care. Like, yes, mechanical watches are cool. Yes, the intricacies of watchmaking is cool. I don't have that kind of scratch, and I don't want to.
And that is entirely reasonable.
Yeah.
Like, I also like high-end pocket knives. The pocket knife in my pocket every time I leave my house is a Chris Reeve Small & Cozy. Like, that is the pocket knife in my pocket every time I leave my house. That is a roughly $500 to $600 knife with the inlay I have. Like, do I recommend that knife to anybody when they ask me about pocket knife recommendations? Like, unless I know that they're into knives and like will spend an X amount of money? No. I offer them like a Spyderco, maybe a Benchmade if they're like looking for $200. Like the thing is hobbies grow, right? Like we talk about the Platinum card. That's a $900 credit card. We talk about the Sapphire Reserve. That's a $800 credit card. Like $800 for a credit card, $800 for a pocket knife. Like I'm going to have the pocket knife longer than I'm going to have the credit card because I can only have the credit card on an annual fee for a year. I have the pocket knife for $50 if I take care of it. Yeah, there's a couple of Chinese brands that make homage watches that I'm tempted by, but so far I haven't bitten for. But yeah, so that is a tour. That is a tour of my watch collection. And thank you, because now I switched watches, which I haven't done in like 6 months. So I appreciate that. Here's one that I'm sure won't get us into any trouble at all, Matt. Wondering if tonight could the hosts include views on travel with the current shutdown and if the credit card perks global entry clear will mitigate problems with airport issues. Matt, what do you think?
I don't think it's going to have as much of an impact as you think it's going to, because TSA agents are marked as essential, so they'll be furloughed. Like most of them will not be furloughed. Most of them may have to not get a paycheck for a little while, but a lot of them are going to be tapped as essential. So if you're tapped as essential, you still work. You're not going to see, there may be some issues on the general travel line, but if you paid for pre-check, if you paid for clear and clear is getting you to pre-check right up to the front of the line, your issues are going to be far more mitigated than the folks who do general security. There's my dad and my brother, we flew to Ireland on Sunday, this past Sunday. They're coming back on Sunday. My brother bought expedited security with JetBlue, and like JetBlue has their own sort of security line next to the TSA pre-check line, and on the other side of the general security was moving faster for the flight at the time that they got to the airport than expedited security was running. So who knows at this point? I would say if you're going to be flying out of super high volume airports, and you know which ones those are, like I'm talking Hartsfield Jackson, I'm talking Denver, I'm talking DFW. If you know that there's already a line and an issue and a reason why you have pre-check at those airports, you're probably fine sticking with pre-check.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're someone who's going to get caught in general's going to get longer. Book even more time to get to your flight. If you are doing general security, if you're doing pre-check, you may want to build in a little bit more time. There are folks in this community who literally like get to the airport 20 minutes before boarding.
Mm-hmm.
May want to get to the airport like 35, 40 minutes before boarding. If you're a 20-minute warrior, If you are somebody who is getting to the airport 2 hours prior to your flight, maybe booking an extra half hour just to be safe. But honestly, I don't see the shutdown right now impacting the global entry and clear lines significantly. It's going to be a bigger impact on the general travel line, but now that you don't have to take off your shoes, it'll be a little bit quicker, but not much. So remains to be seen.
Yeah,
But if
I
they
think
start laying off TSA, that's going to be a problem.
yeah, if TSA starts being oh, QC man, you just ruined my whole night. I wasn't watching the game. Oh, that hurts me. Oh, that hurts me.
There's time.
There is time. It still hurts. I think that with TSA structure the way it is, until and unless they start laying people off, it isn't going to change a whole lot. But once that starts, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
So I fly out of a regional airport. I still get there 90 minutes to 2 hours, even though literally I can be through security within 5 minutes. I still get there early because I am that type of person. I also have pre-check, I have clear, I have all of that. So when I'm not in a regional airport, I still get there about 2 hours early.
Depends on my flight time. If I'm first thing in the morning flight, I have likely booked an overnight at an airport hotel. But with but I usually book about an hour and a half to 2 hours. I am usually booking JFK Terminal 5. The only issue is security, but I will buy the expedited security and I have pre-check now. So I don't think I'm not going to turn into a 20-minute warrior, no way, shape, or form, but 2 hours is plenty of time. And 2 hours, like in Terminal 5, is boring. So there's that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who don't have the cushion to survive. I would love them to put a lounge in my home airport, but that's going to happen about the time Matt becomes Pope.
Yeah. And main risk to TSA is if it drags out for a long time, people are working without pay until it's over, to which, yeah. And again, the idea is going to eventually be the overarching idea is to privatize TSA, which is not a good idea.
Yeah.
You need expedited security at JFK T5 if you have pre-check. I don't think so. I don't think it's a distinction without a difference at that point, because you're on the same side. Like the entrances are right next to each other. Pre-check runs even faster than expedited security. But expedited, I have gotten to I've gotten through security much faster with expedited than going through general. But pre-check will be even faster.
Yeah. We're out of the predetermined questions. Yep. So if anybody has any more questions, please feel free. We're doing an AMA, so whatever you guys want to talk about. They do have private security at some SFO. I usually I haven't been to FSO, but I've not really ever had any huge issues. I am the person that prepares. Like, I have the TSA app. I check what is typical for that airport as far as how the lines move. Like, I'll look a week before on the same day. Like, if I'm flying on a Tuesday, I'll look at maybe the week or the 2 weeks before Tuesday, roughly when I'm flying out, to see what it typically is going to be.
Yeah. And you just have to take into account if that Tuesday is like the Tuesday after a holiday, because that's going to be far busier than your typical Tuesday. But yeah, if you check out a week out. Now, I don't know what it's like at SFO for the private security. I don't believe that it would be significantly faster. And if it's significantly faster, I don't believe it's because they're that much more efficient. I would believe that it would be because it is that much. They're cutting that many more corners. Because when you tell with private companies, efficiency is mostly measured in how many corners were cut and how many corners can you get away with cutting, which isn't great.
No. It will be interesting. 2026 will be an interesting year for travel. As far as airline travel, I think hotel travel, as far as like the actual hotel experience, I don't know how much that's going to change, but I do think hotels next year are going to be interesting. But guys, ask your questions. We've been going about an hour and a half, which is light for us. Is there any news you want to talk about, Matt?
Biggest things I noticed today, the Expedia cards have elevated welcome offers. So good on Wells Fargo for remembering to up the welcome offers on those. Say goodbye to boarding. Frontier expands to 7 group. Boarding chaos. Frontier now has 7 boarding groups, which seems about the normal rate.
It still seems like so many.
Yeah. Barclays killed off the Red Aviator. They've also silently removed the Hawaiian airline cards for the moment from their website, but you can still apply through Hawaiian Airlines website. Don't know if that portends to them discontinuing the cards outright, or if there's a bit of an issue, or they're going to be rebranding to Atmos, like the Hawaiian Airlines Atmos card or something like that. Have you guys mourned the death? There's nothing to mourn. Like, yeah, it was. If you were a big American Airlines flyer, the Aviators had some special powers, right? Mm-hmm. If you weren't double, please do not give Spathco ideas. If you
in a Bears hat.
Da Bears. Oh, can I do like the Pontiff?
Da Bears.
But
yeah, the Pontiff with the Bears.
Da Bears. Bears go Super Bowl. No, I'm kidding. What was I saying?
Aviator cards.
Oh yeah, Aviator cards. They were a secret sauce for American Airlines loyalists, but like, unless you are getting significant value out of them, they're not a huge loss. And who knows how many of those features are going to come over when Citi redoes the lineup. Like, they have a lot of stuff they can work with, and work with American on, in terms of like what American wants. American doesn't want significantly strong points earning with their cards.
Yeah.
Right. So they'll turn on the LP bonus, the loyalty point bonuses. They'll turn on some of the stuff that, Barclays had on those cards, and they'll be able to charge a higher annual fee for it and get away with it. Like the Advantage Executive World Elite MasterCard. Please don't ask me how I can keep that off the top of my head. But the Advantage Executive is only 4 times points per dollar on AA flights, 1 times points on everything else outside of American Airlines Travel Portal. Like, yes, you get American Airlines hotels and rentals through American Airlines Travel at 10 times points, and I think 10 times loyalty points, but that card doesn't do anything else. The Platinum card does like a couple of 2x categories. The Aviator Red only did 2 times points on American. It didn't even have any extra bonus categories. Like, they're going to bring a $0 annual fee card, some sort of 150, and like 300 to 350 for the 3rd tier card, and then they're gonna keep the Aviator, the Executive, or whatever the Executive becomes. They're gonna keep that card probably at $595 to start, because they don't want that card going above the Strata Elite. But they could move it up to $650, $695 relatively easily. Yeah, I'm afraid. They haven't, because yes, your Citi points, like the big thing with their cards is their cards earn loyalty point. Like every dollar goes towards status, or every base dollar goes towards status. So,
Yeah.
you know, the Strata Elite earning 6 times points on dining 2 nights a week, 24 hours a week is cool, but do you want 6 times points on dining and no loyalty and no status, or do you want like all the status points?
Yeah.
If they kill off Simply Miles, I'll believe that that'll be a thing, and they like make major changes to the shopping portal. Then I'll believe that.
What are your thoughts on the silent deval for the Atmos Ascent? You can no longer do multi-city. I feel like that was an oversight that they corrected.
I feel like get ready for a bloodbath. The new award charts is already out. It's surprisingly good for domestic flyers flying less than 700 miles, because you can do economy for like 4,700 points. I think I said at the time when the merger was approved, people were asking like one of the first things that was asked on Stack Your Points shortly after the merger was like, when is the devaluation going to happen? Because it seems like, you know, part of the agreement to get the merger to go through was they can't devalue. I said they're going to devalue legally the first day that they're allowed to, and that day is probably coming sooner rather than later, because we're coming up on like 18 months since the merger was approved.
Yeah, I don't know if I would actually call this a devaluation in the sense that people tend to talk about it. I think of it more as a change in terms, but that's me.
I'm not super worried about it, but yeah.
In 2025, is 524 less of a thing now that Chase has lost his luster with the ink change crash nerfs? I think it depends. Like, if you're not super into Chase, then 524 doesn't matter at all. But it's becoming something where like Wells is playing with it. Bank of America has their thing. I think it is still a thing. I think people are just talking about it less. But if you're into like Amex and whatever else, it's not. It doesn't matter.
They want to slow down like all banks want to slow down the risks to them with new customers acquiring either too much credit or too many welcome offers that they have to pay out, and the folks just stop using the card after hitting their welcome offer. That's why you can't cancel your card shortly after earning your welcome offer. So right now in 2025, 524 is less of a thing now. How many personal cards are out there that people don't already have that Chase has put out that people need to go get? The newest card in Chase's lineup, the absolute newest card, is the Chase Freedom Rise, which is not a card for credit card enthusiasts. Right. Before that was the DoorDash card and the Instacart card, neither of which have compelling reasons to hold them after the first year. And even holding them the first year, you're only holding them for Dash Pass, and figured that would be the case. Yeah, they don't like me using the Wells Fargo trademark, so that makes a lot of sense. As I was saying with 524, like they haven't if they introduce a new personal card on the co-branded side, or they come out with like the Chase Sapphire, I don't know, the Chase Sapphire Ultimate, right? I don't know what this card looks like. I'm just looking for another suffix for things. If they came out with a new Chase Sapphire card, then 524 would be a concern for some folks. But anytime there's a new card, they usually bend 524 to get the new card signups. So the Ink Train thing, I think we know what to blame on that. Referrals being nerfed on the business side, yeah, I think we know where the issues lay there. The CSR disaster, it's still not as much of a disaster as folks characterize it as, but it hasn't gone well. I'm not going to say that like it was great. So yeah, you don't have to worry about 524 because how many personal cards are out there that you still need to get?
Maybe hot take, but I think the ink train slang is probably. Yeah, I think you're right.
Do you like the Incash having its categories? If you like the Incash having its categories, this is fine.
The IHG card is legit.
IHG card is legit. The airplane card can be really legit. Otherwise, yeah, there's not a whole lot of other cards.
Keith, are there any, like, I'm asking this seriously. Are there any personal cards you like?
Or want
Like
them.
yeah, or want. Like, I genuinely am curious. I mean that legitimately.
So I'm not super worried about Chase. Like, I want to see a new Hyatt card, sure. I want to see Chase come out with a new Sapphire card or a new Freedom card. I think there's room in the lineup to make some further additions. Chase also has no reason to right now. Well, Chase has more of a reason to now than they did a year ago, but going back to some earlier questions. I'm just nice turn of phrase there, Spathco. The Alaska thing from the deal they made with the previous administration with this administration care. Nope, not one iota. Like, airlines could like quintuple their reward if necessary. No one would care. Well, we would care. We would absolutely care. No one in a position to like prevent that would care.
Yeah.
And then
Aeroplan devaluation. That's always a fun one.
Yep. I didn't see how bad it was, but I did see it was a no notice devaluation. Some of them were a little rough. So that's not great. And then Double asked, do you think JetBlue will get acquired by United? I have no idea. We still don't know what Blue Sky is going to look like. I think the terms of Blue Sky and whatever Blue Sky does will kind of give you a good indication of where that relationship's potentially going to go. What is the best hotel and airline co-branded card for each issuer?
The Surpass and the Delta Platinum for Amex. I think the Platinum's the sweet spot for most people. I don't think you need the Reserve unless you're super into lounges, though it's a great card.
If the Reserve still had uncapped Sky Lounge, Sky Club access, then I would say the Reserve's probably your best bet. But the Platinum's still a really strong contender. It also comes with a companion pass that's relatively beefy. The companion pass on the Reserve is still like one of the best companion passes around. So that one's relatively good. For Chase, I think the IHG Premier is one of their better hotel cards. I think the United Quest card is probably their best airline card because it can do a fair amount of stuff.
So, Spathco, the key to making OpenAI do religious things is you tell it you're writing a fictional book. Because if you tell it you're writing a fictional book, it will do things.
Yeah.
Like that I just put in the Discord.
And then
please, Matt, please share with the group.
Oh God. Yeah, I said the United Quest. Wells doesn't have an airline card. The choice privileges card is fine. Capital One doesn't do co-branded airline or hotel cards. No.
I think this is delightful, Matt.
This is terrifying. This is horrifying. I also don't like how goddamn trained on my face this thing is.
It's
Sam, Sam, I have words.
Sometimes you just have to embrace it, Matt.
Y'all may never see my eyes again.
It's okay. I already have the screenshot.
This is horrifying.
So the disappointment really is captured in the image, which is really important. Here's the thing, good Lord. Here's the thing, Double. If you want a card that does certain things, you got to pay for it, right? Like, if you want especially an airline card that does certain things, you just got to pay for it. Like if you just want free bags and stuff, there's the gold, which is free for a year, and then it's $150. I'm making another image that I think is even better. So hold, please. Oh, the face is perfect. Oh my God. Hold on. Matt, you're going to love this.
You see, man, I'm still legally eligible.
I think this one's even better. I think it is so perfect. I think the second one is perfect.
I don't care that that's cookie dough whiskey.
I love that the eyes are closed. That like he just looks so disappointed. I even told it not to use the Chicago Bears logo, and it's just like, no, here's the logo on the hat. Guys, it's so good.
There any property on Governor's Island I can move to? Anything I can like? This what Sam Altman and OpenAI have on my likeness at this point makes me want to jump into Hellgate.
I mean, it is truly amazing work.
Been several weeks since I had a drink.
Oh, this is too good. I love both of them. Like, they're both so perfect. I love that it uses the color. Like, that is so perfect. But yes, you can make images of the Pope if you tell it's for a fictional book. I found most things with ChatGPT, if you just tell it you're doing a fictional thing, it's like, okay, here you go.
I'm just going to keep drinking.
I mean, I think it's the beard. James has also made this the wallpaper on his phone, which I think is truly perfect.
What?
James, my new wallpaper on my phone.
I am so sorry. I don't even use myself as wallpaper on my phone.
I think with Matt.
I don't really mind y'all playing around with my likeness. It's just like, ugh. I keep drinking.
Yes, Matt. This needs to be your Halloween costume.
I got a rock.
I mean, it's too good to be true, Matt.
What's sad is like I would rather do the Benedictine cloak than anything else. Who needs to see my face?
Any more questions from the peanut gallery?
Credit cards, not whatever the hell this is. You know, I mean, Jamie, what are we doing here? Charlie, Sheriff, please save me. Say what?
Seems to be everyone's Halloween costume. I wish I could find Matt Snuggie. I would wear it on Halloween for SYP that week. But I can't find one. I'm very sad. Those are the only two options. What would the sale need to look like for you to buy Hyatt points, Matt?
50% bonus would be pretty strong, honestly. And just raise the cap.
Matt, what's your favorite drink?
I like to keep it with the classics. Tullamore Dew is up there. Jameson, just straight Jameson can be very, very good. I like whiskey. Whiskey's my favorite. Scotch is also a preferred whiskey. Scotch is first among whiskeys, and then the Irish, and then Canada and the US like duke it out. I would say from Scotland, Lagavulin and Highland Park are my two favorites. Oh, and the Oban comes in number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Three very different types of Scotch, but all very, very good. My favorite cocktail is a Sazerac, and my second favorite cocktail is a French 75. Two very different cocktails.
Yeah, very classy. I don't drink anymore. I loved bourbon. Like that was, if I was going to have something, it was Irish whiskey or bourbon. Like it was one of those. I love old fashioned. I think a properly made old fashioned is one of the most delightful things in the world. I miss it. I'm not doing it for like addiction reasons. I am healthier when I don't drink, so I don't drink anymore. I loved Guinness. Like that's what I watched when I watched the Packers or the Red Sox is I would drink Guinness because it's basically water. I missed that one. But again, I'm healthier when I'm not drinking. Like my metabolism, and I'm at the age where if I drink, I get a headache, and I don't want to have a headache all the time. So oh my God, I just made another image of Matt, and it's delightful. I promise this is the last one tonight, Matt. Anyway, but yeah, I was a big bourbon fan. Bourbon is great.
Old fashions are also way up there for me. The problem is Sazeracs are really, really good.
I was never a huge rye fan, but a Manhattan is a delightful drink. You got to have a little bit of sugar, not a lot, but you have to have a little bit of sugar, especially if you're using Luxardo cherries, you can just add a little bit of the juice, but you got to have something sweet.
Ma'am.
Hi.
I like how it cut into my face.
A little bit. A little bit. Look, Matt, it's not perfect, okay? I
get to play Lieutenant Victim.
You're actually a cap. Like, I told it to make you a captain. It did not.
I count 2 pips.
I know. I told it to make you a captain. I was trying to make you the captain and not a lieutenant. But it's like, no.
That is the look of a man who knows he's about to die.
He's actually on an away mission with both Picard and Riker, so he's the only one. That is... James put his wallpaper up, Matt, and you are now this man's wallpaper.
James, I'm so sorry. Who hurt you?
That actually is kind of a perfect wallpaper.
I appreciate it. I do. But James, who hurt you? Also, there's going to be a lot of questions for you, James, after, if anybody else picks up your phone, what is this and why? Now, James, if you're a Bears fan, that's totally fine. Not Bears.
That's what I wanted to do. Yeah. But yeah, Matt, it's amazing what you can ask ChatGPT to do if you know the right wording. At least they're set to stun and not kill.
Set phasers to whatever the hell Mariner would do.
Mariner, can you imagine if Mariner had access to ChatGPT? Like, I understand that, like, they should have something like that, but still.
What airline has the best lounge overall in the United States? I'm going to assume Delta, because Sky Clubs are super strong. Also, Sky Clubs let you do departure and arrival. And that can be a huge win.
Yes.
So much as I don't necessarily fly Delta, I would say that Sky Club. I mean, sure, why not? If this becomes your background for everything we do, I'm going to have serious questions.
Not everything, just tonight.
You nominate whiskey.
There will be no more wine at Mass. It will now just be whiskey.
Oh, God. Do you know how many more people they would get?
Yes, I pay for it. I use it a lot.
Oh, James, I appreciate that. It's the Lord and Savior of the average credit card user. I appreciate that.
That is correct.
Oh. Cool beans. So Jason Ladder has not been turned away on arrival at any lounge. So there you go. Neat little trick.
I haven't gone to Denver yet. I'm going in like a week and a half. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I will be there in 2 weeks. I'm going to test it out. Worst case scenario, it sucks.
Hey, Chaser.
I don't. That's a thing we can Google.
Yes.
Delta has more than 50.
That is a lot.
Let's see how many United has. United has over 45.
Okay.
But I need to know how many. Nearly 50. So it seems like they do.
Cam Schlitter is going to throw a complete game. That's not cool.
I'm ignoring the fact that baseball exists right now.
That's fair.
I'm ignoring the fact that football exists, and I'm ignoring the fact baseball exists.
Who hurt you in football?
The Packers tied with the Cowboys, Matt.
Micah Parsons should have tried harder.
It wasn't. He was not the problem.
That's fair.
Why? What? Why?
Rel mentions that the background is phenomenal.
Yeah, when I asked ChatGPT, it just says more than 50, 45, nearly 50. So it seems like Delta does, in fact, have the most. And yes, it is including like Polaris and stuff.
Emus Katuli?
Baseball is terrible and we should all... Okay, the clock management at the end of that game, QC man, was terrible. The fact that there was 1 second left was not planned. It was dumb luck. I am so mad. Thank you for including the picture of me with Father Matt behind me. Appreciate that. Somebody put that in the chat, a screenshot of their television. So I appreciate that.
Arnold, we appreciate it. I just like that I'm looking down displeased.
Which honestly is on brand. Oh. You know.
That version of me is still thinner than where I currently am.
You know, Matt, I wanted to give you something aspirational.
Right.
It is what it is. As long as, yes, the Cowboys not winning is a win for America. When we did our part, they did not win. They tied. I am sorry. I take it from your profile picture that you are a Bengals fan, and I am sorry.
Oh, okay. Go Cubs. Hey, Key.
Key. We're talking about baseball. Key shows up.
Yeah. Key, that drove me to drink. I know your live tonight had something to do with tequila, so I appreciate that. I've been drinking a drink, and I am now out of alcohol because that was the last of my cookie dough whiskey. Yes, I will drink flavored whiskeys. I don't care. Yep, tequila and AMA. Nice. I'll have to go back and watch it. I was prepping for this.
We did ChatGTP and AMA. It's what happened. Every team has been except for the Cowboys. That's a beautiful stat. That's a heartwarming stat right there.
Oh yeah, the Jets have been to like 3 of them, but you wouldn't know it.
Yeah. I love that everybody's like, New York football is terrible this year, and the Bills are just like, we're 4-0, man.
Look, nobody cares about Canada.
Buffalo's more Ohio than they are Canada.
Having spent time in Southern Ontario and having spent time in the Midwest, there's not much of a difference.
Fair.
I don't think the Browns have been. Yeah, the Browns have not been to a championship
Since 95, not 2005.
Then the Browns might have been to an AFC championship. I have no idea about the 95 to like 97 Browns because then they moved to Baltimore. Oh, they might be counting Baltimore as the Browns. Maybe? Oh. You know, the drinking was probably a mistake.
I mean, Matt. Oh, Keith.
Thank you, Keith, for the 5 gifted
Thank you.
memberships. We appreciate you.
We do. And those go out randomly. You have to set your YouTube profile to be able to accept them.
RJ, have you mentioned your keyboard before? Is it do you have a Keychron, or are you running like a
I do.
Logitech? Okay. Which Keychron are you running?
I have. That's a great question. Hold on. I will tell you. I know it's a Keychron. I know it's the low profile. Give me a second and I'll tell you.
So you're looking at like a K1, K5.
It's the full size one.
Oh, I don't remember offhand. I have a K8 Pro with green switches in it. Loud as fuck.
I have browns, and I'm not usually a fan of brown switches, but I really quite like this one. I have. Where are you?
Where's my fucking K10 Pro? I also have a K10 Pro with brown switches. I want Oil Kings though, but I don't want to install the Oil Kings myself. I actually messaged Keychron support one night at like 3 a.m. and was like, "Hey, can you set up like a studio so that I can customize my keyboard before it arrives to me?"
I was on that call when you emailed them.
Yes, and they were like, "That's a really good idea. We're gonna pass it along, but like we can't guarantee anything."
So I have the Keychron K5 Pro, and then I put. I'm hoping this doesn't screw anything up. And then I put custom caps on it because I didn't like the caps that came with it. So I bought caps, and I really like them.
Unicorn vomit.
So big fan.
And RJ, I'm sorry, not RJ. I just finished off my bottle of Doughball cookie dough whiskey. Probably not the greatest idea because tonight is my night that I usually do a thing with my weight loss journey, but we'll see what happens.
I'm drinking a Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar right now. I just finished a Coke Zero.
I'm also drinking a Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar.
They're delicious. We'll have the base Wi-Fi for free. What is that for hotel Wi-Fi? Maybe. Yeah, but Keychron are great. I love them. I like the low profile because I can't put my wrists or my palms on a rest and have them up. Like it kills my wrist. I have to do low profile. I also have a desk that slopes. Like I have a standing desk that has a cutout, and the cutout has a slope to it, so I can use that as my wrist rest, and it works with much less pain. I've tried Guinness Zero. Guinness Zero is good. I just don't want to pay for it.
I can't drink beer anymore.
Yeah, gluten.
Yep. So
if you offered me a Guinness Zero, I would drink it. I'll just put it that way. And yes, Keith is awesome. Thank you, Double, for the $2.
Oh, I had a C2 Pro. Sorry.
Oh, yes, I did miss the comment that was designed for because I was trying to figure out my keyboard.
I'll be able next few weeks for the live. I like being here, but not enough to pay for premium cruise Wi-Fi. There we go.
That is acceptable.
Totally fair.
We appreciate it.
Yep.
I will be in Denver in 2 weeks, and I will 95% sure not be on this live.
So it's going to be me and Kid, me and Craig, me and Tariq, me and...
It's going to be you and guest. The guest might be a host. It might be a non-host. It might be somebody. We'll figure it out.
One of our co-hosts has mentioned wanting to jump on the live with us at one point.
There you go. But yeah, there's always going to be somebody.
Yes.
But yeah,
if I'm running the live myself, I'm running that sucker simulcast.
There's not a problem with that, Matt. You still run simulcast. We're fine with that. I never told you to turn off simulcast. I told you to turn off comments for simulcast.
Yeah, that's fair.
You decided to turn off simulcast.
Well, I also decided if I wasn't making super chats online, it didn't make sense.
The guest could be AI Pope Matt.
No. If any of you take this and connect it to Sora, I'm going to be annoyed.
Huh. I didn't know that was a thing.
Don't you dare do raccoon fingers.
Michener's is quite good on the bourbon side.
God damn it, Keith. Keith, I would love to drink with you one day because you have really nice stuff. We should just do a live somewhere with Keith and like raid Keith's liquor cabinet.
Keith is also in driving distance for both of us.
Why do you think I said what I said?
Yeah, I was just saying.
Like, it's cool.
I'll bartend. I'm very good at that.
Now I want a French 75.
I don't actually know if I know what's in a French 75. Let me...
Gin, simple syrup, lemon, and Prosecco.
Oh, I've had that. I just didn't know what it was called.
Typically, it is it's served in a champagne flute, but you know,
coffee mug, whatever.
I don't care.
I loved like gin and tonic was like if I wasn't having an old fashioned, if I wasn't going like the brown liquor route, I love a gin and tonic. I know people like bag on it as an old lady drink. A gin and tonic is truly a well-made gin and tonic is so refreshing. I used to buy tonic syrup and make my own tonic water for my gin and tonics. I make an amazing gin and tonic. I make a truly, truly amazing gin and tonic.
Did you buy that from Jack Ruby?
I've done Jack Ruby. I've done, I want to say it's like Mad Hatter or Mad Hat, something like that. Okay. I bought like 4 or 5 of them. I love making tonic water. The only problem with making your own tonic is you're not going to get a super crystal clear one. Like your tonic water will likely be a little bit tinted. So if you want that picture perfect clear one, you're probably not going to get it. But it tastes so much better. Yeah, summertime G&Ts. Like I will make tonic water, simple syrup, and lemon and just drink that sometime in, you can get non-alcoholic spirits now. I have not found one that is good.
No, summertime G&T for me in the summer is either G&T or no, it's G&T. A julep will come into play from time to time, but I also just love Sazerac too much. Dirty martinis though are real. Gin dirty martinis are really good. I also just like gin martinis.
I never got into martinis. I've tried martinis, was not a fan. I liked oh god. Now I can't remember the gin. Hold please. Hendrix was always fun. But I'm trying to remember the gin that I really liked. The first coder. Oh, why can I not think? Ada Lovelace. There's an Ada Lovelace gin that I remember loving.
Yeah, if I ever spawn again, I've been told that if it's a girl, I can get either Ada, Lovelace, or Hopper as the middle name, and that's just really cool to me.
Yeah. No, but that gin was delightful. And I don't remember it being like super expensive, but it was quite good. It's a London Dry, which is always nice.
Ooh, that is very good. But yeah, I tried really hard to get Esri's middle name to be Lovelace.
I can't do the whiskey sour.
$44 to $70. That is not expensive at all.
Yeah, but no.
But I can distilled liquor is fine for gluten.
Fever Tree is also good. I have no problem with Fever Tree. I just I like to tinker. Like I would make like 6 cocktails. Let me rephrase that. I would make 6 batches of tonic at different strengths and then like taste test them to find the correct tonic. And then when I thought I had like the top 3, I would then make 3 complete gin and tonics to test out what was the best ratio of tonic. Like I like to tinker, or did, when it came, like I love to like home bartend. I love making cocktails. I was very good at it. So I like to tinker when it comes to that stuff. So that was fun for me. I made my own simple syrup. I would make some flavored stuff. I would make lemon sugar, and then take the lemon sugar and turn it into simple syrup for a gin and tonic, which was really fun because it's like playing with wet sand. Your hands smell amazing after, and they're exfoliated.
I don't know. I do stupid cocktail requests from time to time. Well, Yankees to the ALDS. Hey, at least you made the playoffs.
Is making the playoffs and then immediately getting bounced from the playoffs any better than just not making the playoffs?
Does it give you lottery odds?
That is a helpful thing, Keith. Yeah, but I have not found many mocktails I like because they try to get too precious with them because they want to still charge the $15, so they get super precious with them instead of just making them good.
I haven't. So my specific bartenders, and I do have very specific bartenders, but I have 2 very specific bartenders. They've opened their own place now, which is cool. Their mocktails are really good. They are going like flavor forward first.
A lot of places just take a recipe, remove the alcohol, and it's like, here. I'm like, but that's like a gin and tonic, you need the gin to balance the tonic. Like that's why they put the gin in the first place. So like you got to replace that with something.
I mean, juniper simple syrup. Because you'd overdo it with the juniper. Maybe if you added lavender syrup, that could work.
Maybe.
Daddy Vroom, I wish baseball had a post-series handshake like hockey. That's maybe. Oh, Cam Schlitter grew up a Red Sox fan? That's terrible. Maybe he'll leave and sign there for like $175 million.
You can now get Tanqueray 0 alcohol.
I don't know how I feel about that.
At least Tanqueray should, like, in theory, be good.
They have an idea of what they're doing, sure.
Right, like, at least, like, the base product is good.
Also, can I say, kids who grew up in an area and like became MLB pitchers for other teams, I don't care if George Kirby grew up a Yankees fan. I want George Kirby on the Mets in the worst way.
Nice, Keith. Yeah, that's got to be weird. Like that has to genuinely be a little weird.
I don't know. My hockey team got betrayed by its former captain who went to his childhood team to try and win a Stanley Cup. He signed a 7-year contract. He failed in those 7 years to get past the second round, so that was cool. And then he signed up for like another 4 or 6 years or however fucking long his contract is this time around. I hope he fails again.
Matt has feelings about sports.
Don't spend all year saying, I want to be here. Oh, I want to be here. Yep. Mm-hmm. And then say, oh, it's such a difficult decision. I sat in the pool for hours and didn't know where I wanted to go. And then I called my agent and said, let's go home.
I mean, like, if the Yankees paid me $160 million to like do a thing that I'm good at, which is probably be a smartass, like I would do it. It would hurt. I would rather do it for the Mets, but like I would do it. If I'm gonna have to, I use the Mets because they're the other New York team. Like if I'm gonna have to do it, I'd rather do it for a New York team. Do you have a favorite bank multiplier category? Mine is probably BOA online shopping. That is a good one. I like, I like 5X on the platinum. There you go.
Wells Fargo's entertainment category is pretty hilarious. All the things that count as entertainment, that code under entertainment and recreation with Wells Fargo is fantastic. Whether you're buying ammo at Bass Pro Shop, we're nearly 2.5 hours in, so like I can say ammo. Whether you're buying ammo at Bass Pro Shop or gun at Bass Pro Shop, probably not a good idea. Or you're buying concert tickets or MLB tickets or anything like that, the Wells Fargo Forex category on recreation and like entertainment is fantastic.
Yeah.
Forex on Amazon.
So this is a good question. We've talked about it on the podcast a couple of times. It's really going to depend on you, right? Like if you're flying to specific places and your local airport, like if say Delta flies to those places directly and you like flying Delta, then it probably would behoove you to work with Delta. If your local airport is a United hub, then looking at United's not a bad idea. It's not a lock, but it gives you an idea. So for airlines, things like that. For hotels, it's going to matter like what you want. Like if you stay at places that always have a Hyatt's not a bad option. If you stay at places where you're more likely to be around Hilton's, then look at Hilton or Marriott or whoever, right? So how you travel is going to majorly impact it. Like I love the Delta portal because it gives me MQDs. That is a way I can quote gamify quote end quote status. So Matt, your thoughts?
It's gonna happen through a lot of it ends up happening through happenstance. If you travel a lot for work, like does your work have a contract with Marriott? Did you like staying at Marriott's? Does your work have a contract with Hilton or IHG? Did you like staying at Hilton or IHG? So if you like your stays for business trips, you're more than likely going to be fine picking them up for personal. Not a lot of people will pick their partners based on just a good co-branded card. They usually will have experience with the airline or the hotel in some form or fashion. I think that combination starts with can start with work, and if it doesn't start with work, it'll start with your personal preferences growing up. Did you grow up in an area that had a hub at United and you had really good experiences flying United starting out your travels as when you were younger? Was it Delta? Was it American? Did you have really bad experiences with American or Delta or United growing up and you wanted to avoid them like the plague? So a lot can go into the idea of picking your partners. But most hotel cards end up becoming keeper cards, as Keith is mentioning. A lot of perks, even the ones that give you free night certificates, those can be crutches. Those can be value traps from time to time, especially the Hilton ones. Like I like Hilton properties. Don't get me wrong, I do, but that they're uncapped gives you the wild expectation that you're going to get to go to a Conrad. You're going to go to the Waldorf Astoria in New York City every single year. Maybe, but you're going to be only able to afford like a Wednesday night in like January every year. And don't get me wrong, that Wednesday night's going to be like you're going to be catered to that Wednesday night. But man, is that really sustainable? So folks will go about picking. A lot of it's going to be trial and error. Folks who do a lot of travel for work are going to like their work is will contract with certain brands, most likely one of Marriott, Hilton, and IHG, because they have the footprint to accommodate pretty much anywhere you're going to travel to for work. Hyatt just becomes like Hyatt's its own sort of value trap, because like the value's so much better with Hyatt in terms of your cent per point redemption, if that is a thing that you measure. But there's not nearly as many Hyatts as there are Hiltons and Marriotts and IHGs. So
I agree. Any final thoughts, people? Any final questions? We've been doing this for roughly 2.5 hours. Almost 11 o'clock on the East Coast, which is always fun.
The FNCs, yeah, that wasn't sustainable for Hilton.
Some of it is. Some of it's look at the program. Like if Marriott, everything you read about Marriott is that it's a pain in the ass, say, and you're not interested in swiping the points to an airline, then you don't necessarily like. I like staying at Marriott properties. I just don't like their system. If you go through the Delta portal every time you stay at a Marriott, you don't have to worry about the Bonvoy program. You get to enjoy the Marriotts. So there are ways around it like that as well, or Rove, or whoever. I got to throw Matt a Rove bone every once in a while.
I like Rove. Rove is really cool.
I know, which is why I'm throwing you the bone. It's why I pointed out I use the Delta portal. Oh, some things. Yeah, the Delta portal is great. The Delta portal truly is great if you're adult, like, because you can always get MQDs if you do a hotel plus a rental car. That is just the thing you can do. So it might behoove you to, if you're really close to a status, to spend $150 on a rental car for a week and do it as MQDs and just park your personal car at the hotel, go get the rental to drive around, and then return the rental, get in your car and go home if you're not flying.
Yeah, so the airline portals are also good for building your status through spend. They're really good for those sorts of things. But I don't mind third party travel options. Like the Chase portal in time is going to, if Chase is smart, right? The Chase portal in time is going to include every hotel that goes into the Chase portal. You're going to get your status reflected, right? And you're going to be able to earn nights, and you're going to be able to earn whatever spend on property as part of the value proposition there. And if Chase commits to that and Chase gets that through, Chase becomes the number one third-party travel portal. Yeah.
I do think if they do that, Amex is going to have to follow, or their lunch is toast.
Yarp.
I do not, Keith.
All I can tell you about Accor is I have silver status. I can't afford to spend a night at a Raffles by myself. Fairmonts are fairly accessible though on the in the edit, so maybe I'll do Accor through the edit, but I'm going to lose my silver status probably at the end of the year.
Any final thoughts, Matt?
No, I think we're good tonight. We did the AMA. I am going to have to cover myself with a hood going forward because goddamn ChatGPT has way too. I don't like what they've done.
I'm sorry. I have not stayed at the Conrad. I am staying at the Intercontinental next year. I'm very excited. Matt, I already have your picture, so you doing that doesn't help. Also, every episode of Stack Your Points has your face in it. Is this your Kermit Sith Lord mode? Is that what we're doing?
I'm just gonna get like the Franciscan or Benedictine, whatever the fuck monks have the hood that goes over their face. That's what I'm going to start rocking. Keith, you should call a core. That's not good.
Yeah, no, that's not great. MR, you win tonight, sir.
Shabby, I'm sure they do sell black blanket hoodies like this, so I'll probably just get an all black one. They're like $30-$40. It's fine. You can get them on Amazon. They're like, this is comfy. Like this is the lined one, but you can get the ones that are not lined. And they're sweet. Keith, you can find a core support number right next to builds.
Clinton saying say goodnight, Matt.
All right, y'all. With that, we will be back next week with another version of Stack Your Live. We will be back on next Wednesday night with the next round of Stack Your Points. Next Wednesday morning with the next round of Stack Your Points. We record Stack Your Points on Monday nights. The show comes out intermittently throughout the week, but we appreciate you guys joining us on the live on Thursday nights. 30 of y'all stayed for 2.5 hours. I appreciate each and every one of you. You can consider becoming a member at stackyourpoints.com and become a member through the YouTube channel. Therein, join our Discord. There is a members part of the Discord where you can tell us what membership level you have on YouTube, and that will be reflected in the Discord. It's pretty cool. Join our Discord. That'd be awesome. And we will see you guys next week. Have a good night, y'all.
Bye, guys.